Hello, FlossTube. It is, what is the day? Tuesday, July 31st. I am definitely not with it right now, which is funny because I was like, okay, I've got everything set out. Yeah. It's Tuesday, July 31st. This would be FlossTube number 7, I think. I lost count. Maybe we're on 8 now. I lost count. I forgot to write it down. I'll know, it'll be the right one when I post it, but because you guys will get this tomorrow on the 1st of August. Yay, August. I don't know if I'm excited for August or not. I mean, I don't have kiddos, so there's like no back to school countdown or anything like that. My hair is looking really funky. My lighting's looking funky. My hair is looking funky. It's a gray, funky day here in Ohio. It is what it is. So, I don't know how I feel about August. I don't have to worry about the whole back to school shenanigans. I don't have to worry about the whole back to school shenanigans, but I love fall. Like, I would love perpetual fall. I really would. I would just love it. But that means the end of summer, and summer is good. Summer's fun too, because you do lots of fun summer stuff. The first weekend of August is when we go to my aunt's lake house, which we are doing this weekend. All kinds of fun stuff. All kinds of fun stuff. So, what is going on in the floss world? Well, I can tell you what is not going on. This. You see it? It's my bleeding hearts kit. Sorry, crinkling. I should have probably taken it out of the bag. Actually, I thought it was positioned a little better in the bag. Bucella's bleeding hearts and I are fighting. It's in the naughty drawer. It's going to stay in the naughty drawer probably going to stay in the naughty drawer. I'm almost done. I almost got all the back stitching done on this flower. I keep breaking the threads. This was a fairly new one, so it wasn't broken. I keep breaking the threads. And there's now a needle rolling around in the bag. I'm going to have to take that out. I keep breaking the threads. I've said that like 3 times now. That's how frustrated I am with this. There's one thing that I cannot deal with when I am cross-stitching, and that is thread breakage. I have been known to go and buy a whole new skein of thread because my thread kept breaking. I don't do thread breakage. I was looking for something. I don't work. And I've literally, like, every color. Okay, so there's 10 colors in this flower. There's 10 symbols in this flower. Every color, every symbol I have worked on, I have broken the thread at least once. Like, some of these, it took a couple threads to stitch all of this. I've broken every single thread I've stitched with on this. My husband suggested just, like, buying new thread, but the problem is it's a Bucella kit. And Bucella kits, like a lot of other kits, companies, uses their own thread numbering system because it's not DMC thread. So it's not going to exactly match. I don't know. I'm really frustrated with it. It's not something I was superly overly in love with anyways. But, I'm over it. It's probably going to stay in the naughty bin for the rest of eternity. I'm not even going to lie. I can't do thread breakage. Can't do it. I thought I had something sitting on my desk to show you. But I am so proud of myself. I figured out how to edit my videos. Yay, go me. So I can add pictures in, and I can put 2 videos together, and I can add text. So like if I show you something, I can put the text of what the project name is on there. I also figured out how to, and I didn't do it before I started my video, and it's okay. I can set up my camera so that it doesn't give you guys the mirror. It gives you, if I hold something up like this, you would be able to read it the right way. But I didn't do that this time. And I really don't feel like restarting my video 5 minutes into it. So I'm going to insert a picture here. Reminder to put the picture there so when I look at it, I go, why is my finger sitting there? I'm going to put that picture in there. Yeah. I decided to start Christmas stitching. Christmas ornament stitching. I've never been a holiday stitcher. I've never been a holiday stitcher. I decided I was going to start a Christmas ornament. I went to unwind a new skein of thread, and it's not DMC thread. I had years ago bought a kit of an off-brand kit from China off eBay. It was cheap. Honestly, I can't complain about the threads, except as you can see, I get occasional knots when I unwind them and I put them on bobbins, which doesn't really bother me. I mean, if that's my biggest issue with the thread, I'll take that. At least it doesn't break on me constantly. It was decent thread. I couldn't tell you the seller that I got it from or any of that, to be honest. But it's been nice, and it is nice to have a set of floss that I can go to and pull. You know, when I start running low, I've been replacing it. I have a fair amount of DMC waiting. I bought it on sale. Sorry, wind flew something over. So, but as you can see, I had a nice lovely thread breakage, or a thread knottage issue, and I'm like, what the what? And it was 2 knots, and like, you can see the piece of thread in between them was like nothing. I laughed. I got to the first knot and I'm like, oh, this is kind of aggravating. I'm like, oh, this is nice, kind of irritating, you know, not worried about it. Got to the second one and went, what the what? I did stitch with the piece in between because it was long enough that if I put 2 pieces together, I could stitch with it. Now, normally I'm a fold over flosser. Like, I'll get a really long piece of thread and I'll fold it over to make my 2 strands. Unless I'm working with a variegated, obviously. That I just put 2 pieces together, I mean, and it was fine. I'll show you my ornament that I'm working on when I get to my whips. So I've got a couple things to talk about when I get to my whips. I've got lots going on. Sorry, random traffic noise. It's ucky rainy, but it's still really hot. So that is another reason I'm really excited for fall, because I'm kind of over these really hot days. So when I get to my whips, we'll talk about what I'm working on with that thread. And a few other things. I went shopping on Sunday. Me and my husband actually went shopping. So I think I've said this before. My husband stitches sort of, kind of, not really. He's challenged because what he likes to stitch is really complicated. And he has a really hard time. And he has ADHD, so he sometimes loses focus on a really complicated piece. And so he mentioned this. We went to Claire's Stitching Post in Vermilion. Cute little store. The lady that owns it, Claire, I think her name is Claire. I don't know what the lady that owns it name is, honestly. But the lady that helped us on Sunday wasn't the lady that owns it. But she was still really helpful, really nice. Excuse me. When my husband mentioned that sometimes he has a hard time with focusing on a pattern, she showed him something that her son was working on, because her son cross stitches also. And it was an ink circles. It's 1 floss color. And he decided that he wanted to stitch it. I have my doubts. Not gonna lie. Real confession time. He knows it. I kind of have my doubts. But we got it. It is Dragons of Sumatra by Ink Circles. I'm trying to hold it without the glare. Oh, it's gonna glare. Guess I'll have to take it out of the package. Sorry, crinkling. Lots of crinkling. It's not gonna have a package. Lots of crinkling, sorry. Ooh, it's still kind of glary because it's shiny. It's really beautiful, except it is stitched with Gloriana silk. I refuse to buy the Gloriana silk. Not like I refuse. I suggested using a cotton floss. I think we're going to go with the DMC variegated. I don't feel like he would be successful with a silk. Now, I've had a couple people tell me Gloriana silks are much easier to stitch with than a cotton floss, but I don't feel like he would be successful with it. I just don't. I feel like he needs, he needs to be familiar with what he's working with. I mean, because he doesn't know how to stitch with variegated. So I have to teach him how to stitch with variegated to begin with. I think he would be more successful with a familiar feeling floss. So he's going to work on this. He also decided, to my ire, that rather than picking out crinkling, rather than picking out, oh, I ripped the bag, he's gonna kill me. Rather than using fabric I had here or letting me dye fabric, because I have 2 huge pieces of white 16 count and white 14 count Aida. Because he's an Aida stitcher like me, he cannot do linen like me. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Judge away if you want. Judge away silently if you want, though. He decided rather than... I have no idea what just drove by my house. Rather than picking something I had or letting me dye something, we were going to buy something. So we bought a piece of Silk Weavers Thunderstruck. Okay, you guys kind of see. It's a really pretty fabric. It was $30. It was $30 for that piece. God, I love the man. He went a little hog wild at the stitchy store, I will admit. And I'm having a problem folding this correctly. So we have that. I have to get the floss for it. We're gonna order it off 123 Stitch, because my normal stitching store, Just Stitching, doesn't carry, or is not carrying DMC anymore. And Joann Fabrics, Pecatans, Michaels, all those stores don't carry the variegated. That will stop my head moving. So, I'll have to order it off of 123 Stitch, likely, because that's where I go when I order stuff. I love 123 Stitch. Whew, goodness. Okay, so I will keep you updated on that, and I'll share his progress on my FlossTube. I may convince him to sit down. He actually kind of wants to sit down and do a video with me, so you may see him a little bit more. We also found a pattern for him in the half price bin. It's a Sue Hillis. It says, Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Booty. Perfect for my husband. My husband's kind of perverted. My husband's kind of a perv. Yes, I'm not gonna lie. But I love him. And then I got myself some stuff. You know I had to get myself some stuff. Even though I spent a bunch on him, I was gonna get myself some stuff. I spent way more than I should have on Sunday. Way more. It's okay. It'll be okay. I got Little House Needleworks Deck the Halls. One of their little ornaments. Since I have decided to stitch Christmas ornaments, I decided to stitch Christmas ornaments. Because I'm sick and tired of buying Christmas ornaments. We've been on our own for 10 years. We moved into this house 7 years ago. Yeah. So this would be our this would be our 6th. This will be our 7th Christmas in the house. I have bought Christmas ornaments twice since living here. Our first Christmas tree we decorated with ornaments from when I was a kid. There's a long story that goes with that. But the gist is, I have bought Christmas ornaments twice. I have not been happy with the Christmas ornaments that I have bought. Because the Christmas ornaments that I probably would be happy with are like the ornaments that are like $5 an ornament. And to deck 2 trees. Now, one of them is a big full-size tree. One of them is a skinny little tree. But to deck my trees, it would cost me an arm and a leg. So I thought, well, why don't I cross-stitch Christmas ornaments? That would be fun. Because then if I don't like an ornament after a few years, I can replace it with something different. So that's my plan. I'm going to start with stitching ones that really grab me. I have a couple issues. I have 3 issues of Just Cross Stitches ornaments, past issues that have just been hanging around in my stash. I've given away a lot of other ones. I've got some other ornaments on my wish list, but I'm going to start with stuff that really catches my eye and slowly, you know, replace. So we're going to be working on that. So I bought Christmas ornament. And then I had to get me a Sue Hillis chart. It says, women who behave rarely make history. I love this. I think it is hilarious. It is one of my favorite sayings. I will have to find the little, this is actually a little charm. So I'll have to find a little charm that looks like this. I think it's a little charm. It looks like a little charm in the picture. So I'll have to find a little charm that looks like this. I actually said this to my priest a couple weeks ago. Because we were joking about women behaving. And I said, well, behave women, really make history. I don't know that he appreciated that. I don't think he appreciated that. I think he thought it was funny. And then I got one of my big wants that I've been trying to, I couldn't find it Just Stitching. Was going to order it off of 123 Stitch or have Shelly order it. Shelly ordered the rest of the Main Street series for me. So I was possibly going to have her order, you know, get me a hold of this for me after those came in. But it is falling onto the camera. It is Country Cottage Needleworks Red, White, and Bloom. I really love this. I really like this. I really love this because it's 4th of July, but I can put this up all summer long. Like, I can put this up, because a lot of times with my 4th of July decorations, I will put up Memorial Day through 4th of July. But this I can leave up through the end of August, which would be really cool. And then, my most coveted pattern. This has been my unicorn pattern. It's not really a unicorn pattern because it's really kind of still readily available. But the instant I saw Knee High by Hands On Design, I knew I had to get it. Knee High by the 4th of July. I knew I was going to get this, and I knew I was going to stitch this for my mom and for me. It is stitched in Gentle Art Sampler threads. Not sure if I'm going to actually use the Gentle Art Sampler threads or if I'm going to see what I have in DMC. I think the cornstalks definitely were going to have to be the variegated. I'm going to take a look at it. When I get to stitching this, I'm going to like seriously look at it and consider, I will probably get the Gentle Art Sampler threads for this. I'm slowly starting to get on the Fancy Floss bandwagon. I used to just do the DMC alternatives, but I'm getting on the Fancy Floss bandwagon because I think Fancy Flosses are fun. So I think Red, White, and Bloom is, it's Crescent Colors and Weeks Dye Works, but you can use DMCs. I think I might just use DMCs on that. We'll see. So that was my haul. I'm going to Just Stitching tonight for pizza and stitching. So we'll see if she has my patterns, the rest of my patterns for Main Street. Oh, that's a lot of money in 1 week spent on cross stitch stuff. Oh, man. I am not normally this spendy when it comes to my cross stitch. I'm really not. I'm kind of conservative. I'm not necessarily one of those people who likes to stitch it before I buy new stuff. but I have to really like something in order to buy it when I have piles of stuff. And I will say this, these two were 50% off. They were unclear. They were, you know, in the 50% off bin. So I didn't pay full price for them. And obviously Red, White, and Bloom and Knee High, I just had to have. So that's where we're at. Now, I told you about my plans with Christmas ornaments. When I showed you this pattern, I started a Christmas ornament this week. Oh man, man's gonna think I'm nuts. He's walking in front of my house and I'm talking to myself. I started a Christmas ornament this week. It is out of Just Cross Stitch magazine. It is Mary Stitchmas. It's a Sue Hillis. It is from the 2013 Just Cross Stitch Ornament magazine. And yes, this is a photocopy of the ornament. Because my lazy tushy didn't feel like dragging the magazine out every time I wanted to show you guys an update. Because my plan, here's where I got, started it on Sunday. My plan is to do it on Sundays. If you watch Priscilla and Chelsea, you know about their hashtags. They do Santa Sunday, which has morphed into Santa Sunday and Merry Monday, because Priscilla couldn't keep up with her one-a-month Christmas-themed ornaments that she was stitching on. They do Santa Sunday, Merry Monday, Witchy Wednesday, Fall Friday. I haven't seen any Stars and Stripes Saturdays in a couple of weeks since 4th of July from them. But so those are their like stitchy hashtags that they kind of work on every week. And they get stuff done. So that's how they have multiple things going and it gets stuff done. Since I am planning on doing a bunch of starts for Stitch Mania in May of 2019, I thought maybe if I start little by little, I can kind of get myself, because the idea of starting 30 projects in 30 days, or is it 31? I don't remember. Starting a project every day for the month of May is like freaking me out. And some people only do like 15 starts. Some people only do like 19 starts. Some people do like a start every other day. I have a feeling I'm going to have enough small designs like this that starting one a day is not going to be too overwhelming. But, so I started with Santa Sunday. And that. I am making some changes. The scissors were originally stitched in a, you know, in this color. I changed them to in this color. In these colors. The gold for the handle and then the silver. I changed them to metallics because I thought, well, your scissors need to be metallic-y and shiny, and that'll look really cool on a Christmas tree. I also did the needle up here, if I can find it. The needle up here, it's focusing on my face. The needle up here in a metallic, and there's a pin cushion that goes here, and it's got some pins in it. It's gonna have silver metallic-y pins, and then the words Mary Stitchmas I think I'm gonna do in a red metallic. When I get it all done, well, we'll see. I will try to list it out on this video, the changes that I'm making. If not, it'll be in the next, the sequential videos until I'm done with what the changes are that I'm making. But, so we're doing Santa Sunday now, and so we're doing Santa Sunday now. So this also, if you watch any amount of FlossTube like I do, I watch a lot of FlossTube. Jessie Marie Does Stuff. That channel is turning 5. Her FlossTubeversary, I think, is Thursday. It's sometime this week. So for her FlossTubeversary, she wanted to do a stitch along with different hashtags. So the hashtag is JMDS, Jessie Marie Does Stuff. JMDS turns 5. And every day is a different letter. So like Sunday, it started, Sunday was J. So Santa Sunday was also J on hashtag JMDS turns 5. And it was a Just Cross Stitch design, or from Just Cross Stitch magazine. So that's where it falls into with my J. Alright, so my video filming is at 25 minutes. I'm going to pause it and restart it. You won't notice because it's going to edit together. Is it filming? There we go. It's filming. I promise this will get more seamless as I work on it, but it's kind of a new thing to me. So, we are talking about Jessie Marie Does Stuff, turns 5, hashtag JMDS turns 5, different stitch for every day. So this is my stitch from yesterday. So ornament was Sunday. I might have actually said yesterday when I was talking about it. Ornament was Sunday. That was my J. This is my from Monday, which was M. And I picked this because the name of the kit is Life's Moments. It is a, ooh, you can't see that. Sorry, crinkling. Sometimes through the page, something turns out okay. I think it's because I have an extra light on, because it's going to be really glary like this. There we go. That killed the glare. So it's called Life's Moments. So there's my M for Monday, for yesterday. It is a Design Works kit. And the saying says, life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breaths away. There's like maybe 11 colors in this, and like this block is just 2 colors. This block is just 2 colors. This block is, I think, actually all of the colors. But it's very, you know, there's different blocks with just a couple colors in it. So this is where I'm at. I know I showed it to you once. We started with, obviously, this block. So this is my M. This is also my D, because it's just a Design Works kit. I don't know what I'm going to do for S. I may, actually, I was trying to figure out how to work this into an S, which I could, because technically it's just supposed to be a surprise for my mother. Now, my mother does not follow my Instagram account, because my mother does an Instagram, and my mother does not watch my YouTube videos. And if my mother does watch my YouTube videos, we're going to have a serious talk. But I may also go back to Mary Stitchmas on Wednesday. We'll see. Guess it kind of depends on how I feel, right? 2 whips. 1 more. I am not this normally whip happy. I am not. I'm whip happy right now. So I told you guys I was working on Hands-On Design Year in Chalk, July, Red, White, and Barbecue. And it was like a car stitching because it was only 2 colors. Well, when I did my Stitch With Me video, if you watched my Stitch With Me video, you know I stitched on this. If you watched my Stitch With Me video, here's some progress. I sat down to work on that Devil of a Bucilla kit and was breaking threads left and right. So I didn't really have anything else started to stitch on my Stitch With Me video, so I just went to this. So, a little progress, not a whole lot. You may see this pop up on the Stitch With Me videos because I've noticed that the Stitch With Me videos are a lot easier to do if you're just doing 1 color. This is pretty easy colors, so we do this too. So I have some plans. I have big plans. When I get done with Jessie Marie, oh, and then, so Jessie Marie Does Stuff turns 5. Jessie Marie Does Stuff, JMDS. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday of this week will be what's called a bonus day. And basically what she decided was it was going to be whatever you wanted to stitch on. So I'll probably pick between either my ornament or my design works or life's moments. I don't know. I'll decide when I get there. I'm thinking after I get done with that this week, I'm thinking starting next week, because a lot of FlossTubers are doing Arbitrary August, where they have a lot of whips, so they're numbering them 1 through however many they have, putting in a random number generator, and just working on whatever number whip comes up for that day. I don't have that many whips. I have 3. Well, 4 if you count Cinderella. I'm not gonna do that. This will be worked on Saturday in the car on my way to my aunt's lake house, because it's 2.5 hours away. It probably will not be worked on the way home because it's going to be late when we come home. I may work on this in the car on the way to Fest on Sunday. I may not. Fest is a music event. It's like east, so it's like an hour, maybe a little bit longer away from us. It's a one-day thing. It's Christian music, so it's very church-oriented. I told y'all once, Jesus is my homeboy. Jesus is my homeboy. So, probably going to be working on that in the car on the way to both events. On the way back, it'll be dark, so I won't be able to stitch. I'll be in the front seat riding shotgun in my husband's car, so I won't turn my little light on. That's kind of obnoxious, and he doesn't really like that. It's distracting for him. So, anyways, so that's my short-term plans. Long-term, I think starting next week, I'm going to devote Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to getting the back stitch, because I am dying to get the back stitch done on Cinderella. I told you I wasn't going to last until September. I'm not working on her. I think I'm going to devote Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to working on her back stitch and her beads, because then I won't even doing it that way, I won't feel super overwhelmed when I do start working on it. And then Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I will probably work on this. I don't think I'm going to start anything else before I finish this. That's not a plan to start anything else. You know, it's me. Who knows? It's me. Who knows? So Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I'll work on this, because Saturday I can work on this at the market, as long as my mother's not with me. I have a feeling she's going to find out about this before I finish it. But it's got a big old daisy on it, which is her favorite flower. So, it's kind of what I wanted to stitch it for. It's not really my jam, but it is pretty. It's just not my jam. So, and I like it. So, and then Sundays, of course, will be Santa Sundays, devoted to this. What's coming up this month? I wrote stuff down that's coming up this month. So, in the Stitch Mania group that I'm in, they have a whole bunch of stitch along type things each month. And whatnots. I'm just learning. Okay, I only joined Stitch Mania in May. I'm really hoping this video doesn't go over 45 minutes, but I think it might. Sorry, guys. I told myself I wasn't going to make super long videos. Here I am. So, Stitch Mania has their stitch-alongs, and every month there's kind of different things. So I went through August and I picked out a few things. World Cross Stitch Day is August 11th. And that's just kind of stitch whatever you're stitching. Just stitch something. So we're going to be just stitching something. August 15th is Work That Whip Day, which is where you work on a work in progress. Not too hard to do. August 25th is a color a day. So you work on a project that has a certain color. And this month, August will be green or dark brown. So one of my whips is going to fall into that. They have a whole bunch. There's like, I think there's a science, I think something science related. There's like, there's a whole bunch. I can't even remember them all. I will write them down for next time and maybe go over some of the extra ones that they're doing that I'm not choosing to participate in. Just because their themes, there's like a designer of the day. There's like a designer, each month is, you know, a designer day. I remember that. And it's AAN, I can't remember her name, Alexandria, something Needleworks. I can't remember her name, AAN. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, sorry. So, you do that. So I just kind of picked out the ones that I know I'll have stuff to work on during them. I know that sounds kind of picky choosy, but I guess this hobby's for enjoyment, and I'm allowed to do that. I can be picky choosy with what I choose to work on for my hobby. There was a large discussion about French knots today. I never knew French knots were such a hot topic in cross stitch. There are people who are adamant that you have to learn how to do adamant that French knots are not hard. It's just in the way you learn how to do them. And then there are people who are adamant that French knots are the devil and they will never do them. I'm not necessarily against French knots. It's just that I have watched every YouTube tutorial. I've read every tutorial I have done. Over the 24 years I've stitched, I've spent so much time trying to figure out how to do French knot. And I know it's something I'm not doing right. Like, I know I'm missing a technique somewhere. I have the mindset where if it frustrates me, I'm not going to do it. And it frustrates me, so I'm not going to do it. That's why I do seed beads. I like seed beads. You know, do what you gotta do. Do what you do. You do you. And do what you're gonna do. So, that's what I say. That's what I think. I just never knew French knots were such a hot topic. I never knew linen versus Aida was such a hot topic either. I'm so used to my little cross stitch groups that are like, my cross stitch group is like less than 200 people. The other group that I was in for the longest time is like maybe 1,000 people. And I think half of them don't talk. Like, I've gotten into some bigger groups lately, and I'm like, wow, I never knew certain things were such hot topics. Not saying that it's a bad thing, but people definitely have their passions about what they choose to do with this hobby. I'm all for go for it, gung ho. I have tried linen, can't work it. I've tried French knots, can't work it. I get just as much enjoyment out of my cross stitching doing it the way I do it as you do doing it the way you do it. So my philosophy is you do you. People do things that I don't understand. People don't understand my cross stitch hobby. You do you. Right? Right? That's my motivational moment for the day. I thought maybe it would be fun to end my videos with like a little motivational moment or something cutesy like that, because I kind of feel like I just kind of drop it and that seems weird. And I know one of the artists that we're going to see on Sunday, Toby Mac, his Facebook fan page does this thing every day called Speak Life. One of his big songs is called Speak Life, and it's about how words matter, because words do matter. And I thought, maybe, even though I'm still kind of a small channel, I could add a little motivational moment at the end of my videos to encourage anybody who might be watching my video who needs a little pick-me-up. Because I have also learned over the course of the last couple of months that there are quite a few people who watch FlossTube videos who maybe aren't feeling the best in life. They aren't able to get out. They are depressed, they have anxiety, they have physical issues which limit their mobility. So they watch FlossTube for that connection to another person. So I think the best way to end my videos is with and I'm going to call it my motivational moment. I think somebody might already be doing these, something called motivational moment, but I'm going to use it too. Sorry if I'm using your stuff, and if you don't like it and I'm using your stuff, just tell me and I'll stop, okay? But I'm going to end my video with motivational moments. And my motivational moment today is you do you. You stitch how you want to stitch. You do your hobbies how you want to do your hobbies, and you do what hobbies you want to do. Because in the end, it is a hobby. It is not a job. For most of us, this is not a job. This is a hobby. This is something to do in our free time. And I don't know about anybody else, but I don't have a lot of free time. And I don't even have children. So I can imagine what being a parent is like, trying to do a hobby. So when it comes to your hobby, you do you, do what you want, do it how you want. As long as it works for you and it makes you happy, do it. Go for it. So that's all I have for you this week. I'm thinking this video might be kind of long. My apologies. I'm going to really try hard to limit my video links, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So I did have a lot to talk about today, and I think I have a lot to talk about next week. So have a great week, and remember, you do you.